little bit about the differences between the requirements we've been talking about today and the AML reg?
Yeah, I think for me, there are others, but I think I would pick on three that kind of key standouts for me is that the ACSP is a flat standard. It's not risk-based. I think that is really apparent. And the first one that kind of springs to my mind straight away when I've been having chats with people about this, the records. So Mark just alluded to it there, but the records for retention is different to the money laundering regulations, which is set at 5 years, and the ACSPs is set at 7 years. And then the documentation requirement as well. So it's more specific. There isn't that availability for you to take that risk-based approach and ultimately go with kind of what works for your client and the situation and the risk that's presented. So the documentation requirement here is very different to the money laundering regulations, and they'd be my three standouts. Like I say, there are others, but they'd be the three that hit me in the face as I read the guidance. Mark, I can see Mark nodding in agreement.
Yeah, it is a very, very different test to the AML because, as you say, the AML due diligence check is based on risk, isn't it? You know, there's obviously a lower test for what you perceive as low risk, but then there's enhanced due diligence for PEPs and sort of sanctions and things at the far end and everything in between. But as you say, from a pure identity verification perspective for the registrar, it is a flat process, well, a fairly flat process. But if you look at the guidance for ACSPs, there are sort of tiered things that you can do. You haven't got to do it yourself. You can engage sort of digital partners to be able to do this for you. Those digital partners sort of meet our spec. They're able to do address checking for the last 12 months, those kind of things, which are on top of what you're already doing. Then that would meet our criteria. And as you say, if you can evidence it when asked, that is a key important issue from your own sort of risk perspective, really.